What's up, y'all? So I just got back from Ecuador. I was in Guayaquil. Some people might think it's pronounced Guayaquil, but they pronounce it Guayaquil. That's what they told me when I was out there. But I'm gonna talk about it real quick since it's fresh. 2023. I just went there in September. It was pretty cool, man. I had to take a layover flight. I went to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It was about a 2 to 3 hour flight, and then from there it took like a 4 hour, 3 to 4 hour flight. Closer to the 3 hour point. To Guayaquil. When I got there on a Friday night. So I didn't really see too much to do out there. When I was researching it, which I ain't gonna lie, I didn't do too much research about it. But when I went out there, basically, I got there at night, so it wasn't much to do. I basically told my hotel to pick me up from the airport, but when I got there, I didn't see the guy holding the sign with my name on it, so I just took a taxi. About a few weeks ago from this date, I looked up, Ecuador just to see if it was safe, and they told me it actually was one of the safest countries in South America. If people don't know, Ecuador is South America. But during this time, it's been some uproar, I guess, with the government or something like that. Citizens is mad at the president or something like that is going on. So they actually said it's pretty dangerous at this time. But me, I still went out there because, I'm from New York. Where I'm from is dangerous, so I'm not gonna let somebody tell me another place is dangerous, don't go there, So, I don't like to let stuff discourage me. So I went out there. One thing I realized when I got off the plane was I was the only black person on the plane. I didn't even realize it until I got off and was looking around. It was nothing but Spanish people. It's a Spanish country for those who don't know. And one thing I realized was nobody looked at me funny. Nobody, looked uncomfortable. Nobody made it seem like I wasn't welcome. Everybody was just minding their business and going about their day. Fast forward throughout the time, me getting through customs and everything, everybody was friendly. There was a lot of friendly people. I didn't run into no rude people or anything like that. It was a very welcoming country, I should say. So I went there. In the airport, they got a McDonald's that looked, different from the one back home in America. The menu looks different. They actually have stuff that's in Spanish, and you can also translate it to English as well. And it was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool. So I took my taxi to my hotel. Stayed in this hotel called Ibis Styles. And I actually stayed there when I went to Kenya, so I was familiar with the hotel. Check-in was easy. Like I said, the people there was friendly. They have a restaurant on the property. Went to my hotel room, basically just watched some TV, which everything was in Spanish. And then I fell asleep. Next morning I woke up. I basically looked up things to do while I was out there. That's one of the things I do sometimes. And I found a tour that takes you around the city and it shows you different things. So I basically booked the tour in the morning. It had availability. I went there maybe around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So the guy comes, picks me up from the hotel, and I went on this tour. Before that though, I should say, breakfast came with the hotel. I went to breakfast, the food was delicious. I don't really know the names, I can't really remember the names of some of the stuff, but I'll put the pictures up. Maybe some of you guys can tell me exactly what the hell it was that I was eating. But it was pretty good though. So after that, went to the little tour. The guy picks me up. He was very friendly, speak English, and we were driving. So as we were driving, it's this overhead cable car system that they just built back in 2020, and basically it's transports you from that city to another city. Can't really remember the name. I'll look it up and probably tag it or whatever. But basically said it's very affordable since it's public transportation, and it was pretty cool, man. It looked like if you ever been to like amusement park or any big park and they have that overhead cable car that take you from one side of the park to the other. It looked basically just like that. So then we get to this next destination and he stops the car and we get out. Mind you, people was warning me that this country is dangerous, but I felt safe. I was with a guy that was from there, and I felt like nothing would happen to me. Again, as I'm walking around, nobody looked at me funny. I didn't see any shady characters. Everybody was just minding their business, acting like I belong there. So we get to these stairs, and the first thing the guy tells me is, pay attention to the stairs and look at the numbers that are on the stairs. So I see from the first stair, it has, the number 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. We walk up that flight of stairs. Then we make a little left. It's another flight of stairs. We walk up like a little short couple of stairs. And then it's like a little hallway. Mind you, this is a community and it's a hill. So we go like this little alley hallway looking area, and we go into this bar. So basically he's telling me the history of the country. This is a very famous bar. People come there. Inside the bar they had pictures of all kind of stuff. They had old pictures of how Ecuador used to look back in maybe the 1980s or whatever. And it's a lot of cool things. I met the owner. He actually was having dinner with his family. He was very welcoming. They had a wall where they had a bunch of different cigarettes. I guess people came there with different cigarettes from all around the world, and they had the cartons that they put on the wall, and they basically taped it to the wall. So it was a whole collage of different cigarettes from all around the world. So then from there we left, and he was giving me some history of Ecuador, telling me different things, showing me different figures that they had on pictures and stuff, and it's famous people from Ecuador. I didn't know any of them, singers and things like that. So we continue to walk up these stairs, and then at a certain point we get to the top of maybe about the 100th stair, and then you could see the view of the water and the rest of the city. It was an amazing view. From there we'll continue to walk, and he's continue to talk to me and give me history and show me buildings and give me the history of how the buildings used to look and things of that nature. And at some point I realized that I've been walking for a very long time, and the stairs is now starting to get into the 200s. So at one point he had showed me a restaurant, and he told me that the restaurant actually they're famous for crabs, and he said it's one of the big dishes there in Ecuador. And it was amazing because that's my favorite food. So I told the guy, I said, yeah, wow, that's my favorite food as well. Then he tells me, oh yeah, but it's 2 months out the year that we don't sell it. Let me check. Guess he pulls out his phone and he goes, oh yeah, it's this month or last. I said, oh my God, what the hell is this, man? I can't get no crabs? How y'all big on crabs and I can't get no seafood? Doesn't make any sense.